Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Corner Flag Podcast for our second game week of EPL season 25-26. We have Imtiaz for
Hello.
Liverpool, and we have Nafiz, who is Chupa Newcastle fan.
Why are you giving me this kind of adjective, bhai? I'm
No,
a
I
is a
know
Newcastle fan.
you are a fan of Newcastle, and you have been following Newcastle. We all know that, and it is very unusual. I would say very few people I know they follow or actually be fan of Newcastle. But I really appreciate it. Thanks for being that a fan of Newcastle. And today I think we have one of the main talking point is Liverpool games, and Imti must be very pumped up. So we want to talk about it. Who will be starting? Nafis, you?
Yeah, I can go. I think
Okay.
I can start from the very beginning where you are starting. Like why I became a Newcastle fan. I think like today is the game, and today what we saw from Newcastle is why I became a Newcastle fan.
Mm,
Like you guys already know, like I started choosing a team to support in EPL very late, and
mhm.
I was always like looking for some team who are like not at the bottom. Okay, whoever will support a bottom feeder, right? But somewhere in the middle who shows promise, who has
Mhm,
that strength to go toe to toe with big teams. So I think few years back when I was seeing Newcastle, something clicked in me, and I thought, yeah, this is like a team which I can support, and that's when I
mm.
started like going all in for Newcastle. And for today's match, yeah, I know Imti, you are very pumped up because you guys got the 3 points. But to be very honest, if I was a Liverpool fan, I wouldn't be because Newcastle, with all the dramas, with all the stories on and off the field, to be very honest, I thought Liverpool could or would have trashed Newcastle today. But the way Newcastle responded, like from the very beginning, you guys all know, like we don't have a straight player who is like playing at number 9 or who is playing as a striker. So we had like Gordon playing as a makeshift striker. And even in the last episode, I told like he isn't a striker material because he doesn't even got the physique to do it. Okay. But even so, like from the very beginning, I saw that like he was trying everything. He was like throwing at every ball, trying to like catch headers here and there to score one, but somehow it didn't get connected. And then unfortunately he got a red card and got out of the match. And I have like no complaint about the refereeing, to be very honest. I thought like the match refereeing was fair. Like it was a very heated match. Newcastle, like all the stadium, it was like going crazy. So overall, I think it was like a very enjoyable match to watch. And I was looking at stats, and I think it has been quite some time since Newcastle has won against Liverpool, unfortunately. But every time, I think even last season, like one of the best match I watched was like Liverpool Newcastle match. And with the very beginning of this season, I think this was like one of the best season opener we could hope for within the first 2 or 3 weeks. I think everyone will come up and say like, yeah, by everyone, I mean like the Gunner supporters, they're going to come and say, yeah, Arsenal and Liverpool is going to be a very enjoyable match, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Arsenal is going to do something like Arsenal. They are going to park the bus, play the haram ball, and try to like get 1 point away from it. So I don't know, Imti, do you have anything to add? I think other than being pumped up about Liverpool's win today.
I would like to particularly know if Imti has anything to say for Rio. Like,
Oh man. So what a debut for a 16 years old to come in at 95th minutes. He was
mm,
waiting to be subbed for like 5 6 minutes and the
mhm,
ball was not going out. So he came in at 96th minute and scored the winner at 99th minute. And being 16 years old and
mhm.
doing that in front of 60 70,000 people, 60 70,000 Geordies, not people. so so it's something unbelievable. And
Mhm.
yeah, it was awesome. And he has been very good for us during the preseason and
I think
scored.
he also like scored a few goals in the preseason as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. He scored. I think he scored most of the matches he started or came in as sub, something like that. He scored 4 goals in the preseason. So that's a lot for a 16 years old. And he got a lot of playing times. And with Slot, who has a reputation to give chances to the
Mhm.
young ones, I think if he stays fit, he might get good opportunities this season. With Liverpool being short in the forward areas, I think he might get good opportunities this season. And if he can shows one or two these kinds of moments, man, this guy has every
This is a good
potential to be a
good
superstar.
talking point, like how Arne actually trusted this youngster just dying moment in a away match,
Yeah.
and you are like in tie and you want to win this game and then bringing in a 16 years old, and he just answered
Mm.
all the prayers that you
Yeah.
guys had. So
Yeah.
that's really fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's like a very good point for the you made because Ekitike, like he has been phenomenal, and to like sub out Ekitike and then put in Rio to put a lot of trust in the youngsters. Yeah, it
Mhm.
shows
Mm-hmm,
like slot
mm-hmm.
god characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to be
And
very honest,
also,
I'm not like those fans who are gonna like go into that Isak debate and like say that yeah, I hate Liverpool for it. I always say that like I have a soft corner for Liverpool, because I really
Mhm.
like Klopp's playing style. So I think it's good to see like at least someone has got that courage because many of the EPL managers nowadays, I think
Mhm.
they are kind of afraid to take risk on those dying
The
moments.
reason, I picked up on that topic because if I remember correctly, I mean, I definitely remember a lot of these subs from Ancelotti in 2022 UCL seasons. If you remember
Mhm.
against Chelsea, he just brought in Rodrigo and that magnificent assist by Modric, right?
Yeah.
Out of foot and that so what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we don't give due credit to our coaches when they bring this type of sudden changes, right? But they have these tactical nuances and details that we don't know, and sometimes those works perfectly, and we call them tactical genius.
Yeah.
It worked for Eddie Howe too today, right? He
Mhm.
brought in
Yeah.
Osula. Yeah,
He brought in
he
Osula.
was like, what should I say, like pushed to brought him in because there were like no other player left because we got the injury of Joelinton, we got like Gordon out because of the red card. So, but he also scored, and I think I was saying somewhere like Osula he didn't perform very well in the preseason or other matches I have seen earlier, but yeah, it's good like he got a goal because I think the way the team is right now for Newcastle, I think he has to start the next few games at least. So I think it's gonna give him some bit of confidence to like go in and like flourish. So that's also
Yeah.
good as well.
So on this note, Imti, I have one question for you. Just Nafi's mentioned, right? The way Liverpool came back, it's definitely something as a fan, you definitely liked it. I know as a Real Madrid fan, I saw this type of comeback so many times. And now
Yeah.
I'm
When
seeing
was the
this.
last time you guys got a remontada? Sorry, I forgot.
I'll come back to this on La Liga's episode, but yeah,
Because the latest I can't remember like when is the latest. But yeah, let's talk about that later. Yeah, obviously.
You guys. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
goldfish memories from Barcelona fan. But yeah, I don't want to just be history nerds here because he will just say I'm a Real
So,
Madrid. But yeah, empty.
so I think to analyze today's match, or it was one of the most heated match. Actually, even if you compare it to like semifinals or finals of any cup games, even for some of the UCL games, I'm not saying I'm comparing to them, but the noise level or the discussions before the match, because of Isak saga and everything, and whatever reason, it got heated too much. And it shows the way that match went and how Newcastle played. And I believe I said it to somewhere also, like in one of the chat groups of us, that I understand Liverpool was below average. Actually, even in the first match they were average. This match they were below average, but at the same time Liverpool got away with 6 points in 2 matches. And in the meantime, if you look at the scoreline, they scored 7 goals in 2 matches. So that's like they conceded 4, but they scored 7 goals. So when you are playing average or below average, but still getting 7 goals in 2 matches, that says that this team has goals in them. So I can understand that in today's match it was very difficult for Liverpool, and because of the heat, because of all the booings, and even when the players were getting into the field, they were getting booed. It is not like the UCL boos or something like that. They were getting booed because I don't know why. Isak Saga. It doesn't mean it. They have nothing to do with that.
It
And I
happens. It
blame
happens.
Jordis
It
for
happens.
that. I didn't hate Newcastle before, but for today I got really angry at some point that Newcastle blamed it on Liverpool, and Liverpool did not bid on Isak after their first bid got rejected. So it's not like they are saying that okay, this is we are bidding, this is what we are bidding. that's not the case. That's one thing. The second thing was that's why I got really angry with Newcastle at that moment. But whatever it is, whatever it is,
You guys got angry with Real Madrid too when they took away Taft at the end of his
of
contract,
course, no.
right?
We did not get
So
angry
you
with Real
guys,
Madrid.
so
We got
Liverpool,
angry with Trent Alexander-Arnold, not to Real Madrid, because the
really?
thing is that yes, actually I was, because Trent Alexander-Arnold had the option to renew his contract, and and then he could have gone to Real Madrid or whatever he went to. But
No.
it's
The,
real.
Last
the
episode,
reason
in
why I
last
made that
episode
point,
when Inti
Imti,
was talking about Isak, I was trying to bring this up, but I swallowed the topic.
no,
but-
Imti, like the reason
No,
why
no.
I brought this point up is to just show one thing. You see, I think I also mentioned this somewhere, maybe in one of our podcasts, even I can't remember,
Mhm.
but I think this is how fans react.
Of course,
Like
no. This is how
whenever there is this kind of a volatility, there is this kind of a controversial
I
situation. I
understand
think
this is how
fans
fans
need
react.
somewhere where they can vent out. Like
Yes,
right
of
now,
course. But the
we
thing is
can't,
that
like
we
as
know
a
how
neutral, as if I'm saying, I can't blame Isak. The
I can
management,
blame
yeah,
Isak.
I can,
I want to blame Isak and the Newcastle management, but
yeah,
I don't
obviously.
want
No, I'm
any
coming to that.
blames to
See,
fall
but
on Liverpool. That's what I'm
I
saying.
understand. That's why I'm saying, like, if I'm watching neutrally, yeah, Isak has the right to like go wherever he wants to go. The management has the right to like keep him up until his contract expires, or if
Mhm.
Isak breaks it by paying out or something like that. You see, like, if we're seeing from, what should I say, like out of the box, seeing from out of the box, like this situation is like a total misunderstanding. I think like
No.
it could have been avoided, and it's getting nasty day by day.
Yeah.
And as a Newcastle fan, to be very honest, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I think the best situation would be let Isak go. But then again, I think with the team we had, or with the team we have, we don't have a forward. We can't buy
Mhm.
anyone. I don't know why. They are not, maybe because we don't have like the proper management in place. Eddie Howe and his brothers like trying to
Yeah.
do deals. Yeah, maybe I'm like
No, I understand too.
give him some
I
positive
think
thoughts to Newcastle,
particularly
but
for
that's
this
just my point.
topic,
Yeah.
it has actually some, this is a particular one example, but there is a broader sense of discussion we could have based on how these contracts happens and all the, every transfer window we are seeing at least one or two, talking points of like becoming media
Yeah.
sensation or social media sensation about this type of transfer saga that we are seeing. And I think over the time it will just increase, because I think at some point some of the players, their guilt, their entourage, like their families or their agents, they try to squeeze as much money as possible. Sometimes the teams, they take it as purely business endeavor, and sometimes, as a fan, we are full of emotions and everything, so we kind of
Exactly.
grind in between these two agents,
Mhm.
player and team, and then we try to figure it out what's happening, and we all have mixed emotions and everything. But I think as long as this situation has no clear path, and I think it's a big talking point, we can discuss hours and hours how these things is happening. And every year it will happen. The emotion, and we think like this is the badge. If one player is kissing this badge after scoring, we think, okay, this guy is forever for us. But then again, we see that sometimes it doesn't align with the business, sometimes it doesn't align with coaches, tactical
players,
plan and everything. So many things, and we are always driven by the emotion and everything. So I really want to have maybe one podcast only discussing about this
Yeah.
type of thing, and I think
Yeah, we should.
it's
We
a
should.
great topic actually.
We should.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, let me quickly talk about the game, because I was going in another direction, I guess. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, so Newcastle started really good, and with the fans behind them, and the intensity players showed. Every player showed Newcastle. They were awesome, and the intensity was really good. And it showed that they got characters, they got motivation to beat Liverpool, whatever the reason is, like, especially for this match. Everyone wants to beat everyone at every match, but for especially for this match, the motivation was bigger, I guess. And they started brilliantly, but as I said, Liverpool have goals in them. So they somehow scored 2 goals. Ekitike was brilliant. Of course, he was brilliant. And then a Gravenberg shot, I think it got a deflection. But one thing is, it's concerning for me that in the last 3 matches, actually for last 4, if I count one of the preseason with Sociedad or which team we played against, Atletico Madrid, Bilbao. If I count 4 matches, last 4 matches Liverpool played, they conceded 2 goals after they scored 2 goals in every match. And if every match, except for the Palace game, they have to score 1 or 2 more goals to come back and win it. So this doesn't seem like a very sustainable situation to me. And in particular, I want to blame Konate. I don't know. He seems like an ass to me at this moment. He is doing blunders after blunders in, I
You
think,
know, like whenever I see him play, I remember Umtiti.
yeah, something like that.
He was like considered, he won the World Cup. He was considered like is one of the best CBs in the world. Somehow came to Barcelona and he forgot how to play.
Yeah.
Konate
No,
being like the
Konate was,
same nationality, he reminds me of Umtiti.
yeah, Konate was doing really good last season. And after his injury, he came back and he has started to perform like, I know, what is with this guy? Newcastle could have scored in the first 5 minutes, and it all happened with Konate's missed pass. And in the second goal, he just missed an header. And it was just a pass from it's a lob from a keeper. And he just
Even
missed his
you
header.
remember like in the last match, there was like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
ball I think dropped and lopped over his head. And he
Yeah.
was like just looking, ball
So
watching.
it feels like he's getting dumber and dumber each day. And
So
I don't know if Real Madrid wants to take him. I think it's the best. It's the best time to take him now.
So this is a message to all
Mm.
Liverpool fans, and from all Liverpool fans to Real Madrid fans, we are not gonna be angry with you. Please take away Konate, right?
received
That's what you
message
mean, right?
received. So
No,
guys,
no.
let's wrap up this this match with 2 questions. Last 2 questions I'd like to ask, one to Imti and Nafis. So first, Imti, tell me one thing that makes you feel like this didn't work out in this game, particularly one thing that you felt like it should be improved.
I think Konate. That's it.
Just
Because
okay.
I think in this match we would always be in pressure. I know that
Mhm.
Newcastle would play their hearts out and everything.
Mhm.
And without his mistakes, we don't concede the second goal. And actually, it was 2 individual mistakes from the defense. Carcass's mistakes,
Mhm.
he take off his eyes from the ball, and then Konate's mistake, he just missed his header. So other than that, I think this is how a Newcastle away game should be.
Should be.
Not like that bad from Liverpool,
Yeah.
but
So you are
it is
not
it,
that
it,
much concerned yet. You think
no.
teams are on path and you are good to go. Okay, great.
We need one CB, at least one, like one
Okay.
CB more.
Is there
That's
any
it.
talks before the
So
window?
Mark Gehi, Liverpool is supposed to go for Mark Gehi, but they did not. I think there's like a 10 million euro difference between the Crystal Palace and Liverpool valuation. But
Mhm.
now I am hearing City might go for Gehi, so we might not get Gehi. But we brought in another young 18 years old Giovanni Leoni, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure if he's a starter because he's just 18.
Got it.
And with Frimpong and Karkes, they're new too. I don't think Slot's gonna start him anytime sooner. Maybe in some of the easy fixtures, he will get 15, 20, 30 minutes. But let's see.
Let's see. Best of luck for Liverpool. Last question, Nafis. In the game, did you ever feel like Newcastle had realistic chance, or you felt like Liverpool can come back anytime, or the referee decision went against Newcastle? What you last take on
No,
the
about the
point?
referee decision, I don't have any complaint about the refereeing decision, to be very honest, because I don't think like I don't know what's the intent of Gordon was, but it didn't look like he was angry at Van
Mhm.
Dijk and went like that. Maybe he tried to own the ball and it somehow didn't work out, and Van Dijk got the worst out of it and he got carted out. Anyways, and so I don't have like a complaint about the refereeing decision.
Mhm.
But if I have to take away something from this game, I think Newcastle, like with the intensity Newcastle was playing, I thought like maybe the plan was to like get an early goal and then maybe slow down. But somehow Gravenberch scored and then Newcastle had to keep pressing. But what I was surprised with, as I was saying from the very beginning, like the way they kept on pressing even after going down to 10 men. And at some point, it looked like Liverpool didn't have that man advantage in the field, although they
Yeah.
won it. Obviously, I'm saying like
No.
I should give
Of
credit where
course.
credit is due. But yeah, with the intensity Newcastle played, I was very impressed. But even so, I should say this: I don't think Newcastle will be as good in the table at the end of the Premier League this season because we already got Jolinton out of the game because of an injury concern. We already don't have a forward. I don't know if we can manage one before the season ends. And I don't think Isak is going to play for us, whether he is in Newcastle or not. So, yeah, overall, I think with the intensity Newcastle played today, maybe that's like a good thing to watch, but it could be concerning because it's gonna actually affect the other matches coming
So,
in.
well, but I have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 1 minute. I have to say something.
Sure,
So
sure.
I was really surprised at one thing is the way Newcastle pressed the whole time. I know they wanted to go for win or draw, getting something out of this game, but being that intense caused them so much today's game.
Mm.
Joelinton is out for injury. Tonali is out, so that's
Oh,
two
yeah, I
of their
forgot.
main starter. That's two of their main starter. Gordon, red card. I think it will be because it's a straight red card. It will be probably a 3 match ban.
Mm.
So and because of the high start, and I know it was not his intent. He was going to win the ball, but whatever it is, because of the high start, I think he might get three match ban. So my concern is that probably Newcastle should have taken it a little easier, like being sucked into all this noise and everything, giving all out. But this season is too long, and they also have Champions League this season. So that's another concern. You know, they don't have yet they don't have those players like squad players who can come in and play Champions League games. So like the big
Great
teams
point.
have.
Great point,
Yeah.
Inti.
So I think that might be a concern for them.
Mm-hmm.
They or Eddie Howe should have kept the cool a little bit more. It's not a criticism. I know you guys loved it and all. I'm just saying from another point of view. That's it.
I totally agree, Imti. But you see, like, if Newcastle won it, maybe we won't be saying this kind of things or won't be discussing it. We'll be like, yeah, they came in, they showed, at least from the Newcastle perspective. That's what I'm saying. So
Like
I think, yeah,
probably
it was not needed, but it happened, like
probably
with
in
the
3-4
emotions, with
matches
everything
time,
going on.
like after like first 6-7 game weeks, we can all come back and think like if Newcastle should have gone
Exactly.
all the way, I guess.
Exactly.
Let's see.
No, I totally agree.
Great discussion. Great discussion on this Liverpool match. We definitely have few more, like, too much interesting game. One is the Manchester versus Tottenham and the slip ups of Manchester City. So that's something I don't know if anyone
Think like
expected.
in our first episode when we released it, we say that Gyökeres flopped is Arteta. Like, is this like Arteta's last season or something like that? That was our title. Maybe this episode we should say, okay, is this Pep's last season at
First
City?
last season. Yes. Yeah, that's one of the interesting thing. What do you guys, particularly this question to Nafis, you've been following Pep for a long time, being Barcelona supporter, and I think, do you think this could be the last season for Pep's? Is he does he need any break from getting all the forces, energies come back to him again? What do you think about career-wise, and definitely what went wrong in this game?
Think maybe it's time he should take a break. I'm not saying like he should leave coaching altogether, but maybe it's time because like what's happening with City, like you see, Haaland, he is like a top scorer. But can you remember like when was the last time in like recent months you have seen Haaland to the level we would like to see him? So maybe it's not like working out for the team. I don't know. Like in the last match, yeah, those like Luis, Reynards, yeah, they played really well. Haaland also scored. But in this game, again, we see, okay, there are not like that much creativity, which would like put them in.
But
Yeah,
do you
I
think
know, like they
Haaland's
took
this deep in form is because tactical or it is form wise, personal form wise? Because
actually,
we are
I'm
talking
not
about
sure like if I should
Pep's
say this, but
tactics.
one thing I have observed, and I just wanna like get you guys' opinion on this as well. I think Inti, you can also relate to. So when Haaland came in, I think everyone was like, trying to feed him the ball. Whenever he is in the box, everyone was like crossing the balls. Whenever he is making a run, everyone was like giving over through passes or those kind of things. Particularly in the last game with Spurs, what I saw is like I think City was trying to feed more of the balls to Marmoush, maybe because of his uh like movements or like run making abilities. I don't know. Even I saw like Haaland, he was like around in the midfield, and he was, I think it's around the 20th minute or the 19th minute, he took the ball, he passed 2 or 3 players, and then feed the ball to Marmoush. So you see, like the way Haaland is built, or the way Haaland has played so far, I think he's a pure striker. He is someone who is gonna like destroy through the defenders and score. I think that's his one of the like greatest traits, at least from my point of view, he has. But maybe that has changed because maybe right now defenders are marking Haaland more. So I think in that place, particularly like in the number 9 position, maybe it's not working out because not because like Haaland is bad or Haaland has dipped a little bit in form, but because of maybe like how they have like changed the formation of play. Maybe Imti, you can add if you want over here.
Yeah.
Like it's just my
So,
personal opinion by just seeing
so,
the game or analyzing it.
so but also one other thing is we didn't know that Haaland could miss easy chances. That's one thing. Like if you look at City, not last season, even probably for the first part of last season and the season before that, when Haaland came in, when Haaland came, owned them the like when Man City won the Champions League and everything, Rodri on the Ballon d'Or. So even at that point, we don't think like we always thought if Haaland missed one, he'd score one. If Haaland missed two, he will score two. Something like that. Haaland would always score. It's always like that. But in recent games or in recent times, I have seen Haaland miss sitters and like miss multiple sitters in a single game. Even in the last game against Tottenham, he missed a header from like probably like 5 years out or something. Not five. Is 5 years too much?
Yeah, it was very close. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very close.
What you're talking about.
We are used to feet, so I'm not sure about it. But probably like 5, 6 feet or 10. Yeah, 5, 6 feet probably, and he missed the header. So it is not Haaland like. That's one thing. So he is also missing opportunities. The second thing is that so when they won the Champions League that season, they won almost everything, right? So and they had Julian Alvarez, and I think Pep made 2 mistakes, 2 biggest mistakes of his life, like of his Man City lives, would be letting Julian Alvarez go, and the other one, and the biggest one is letting Palmer go. So these are the 2 big mistakes he made, and he is still trying to fill that void. And they brought in Cherky. I cannot say how he's gonna do. I cannot say how where's gonna do in the next few months or so. But I don't think they would be, or Cherky would be as lethal as Palmer, or not even Julian Alvarez.
On
So
this
As you're
on this
bringing in, like-
point, I have one following up question or the discussion topic is that do you think that I think last season Pep struggled a lot with maybe personal life and also performance wise from Man City. And this season without Kevin De Bruyne, do you think like when you were saying that number 9 will always miss numerous chances, but they will score as well. They will miss 2 and they will score 2. That means you were giving him at least 4 chances, right? To miss 2 and to score 2. And those chances were coming from none other than KDBs, who was the most provider to this type of chances. So do you think this season, how well with Cherky and everyone, how well Pep will find a solution, the absence of KDB, or how much that is affecting actually Haaland's performance?
So
For both of you, this question.
the players he brought in, especially Reinders, from my point of view, he is one of the best box-to-box midfielders around in the world. And they did an amazing job bringing him in under everyone's eye. So it was unbelievable. And then you have Cherokee, then you have Bernardo Silva, you have Foden's coming from the bench, you have Marmoush. KDB was getting old. Obviously, he's going to be missed. His service is going to be missed because he was brilliant, right? But they brought in players.
No doubt
I
about
think,
it.
Yeah, they brought.
Yeah,
They
brought
brought
in
in
players.
enough.
I think like for teams like City, Arsenal, I know Liverpool is lacking some players, but you guys brought in reinforcements. At least for this season, I think this should not be the excuse like we don't get players or we don't have players. I know like there are 1 or 2 players missing here and there in each of the teams. There are like lots of players missing from lots of places in all the teams, right? I think this should not be a discussion point like maybe Man City didn't have. Yeah, I know. As Imti was saying, yeah, KDB is going to be missed. Maybe his creativity was something which was like the final elixir to Pep's magic. Who knows? But even so,
Or
like,
is it Rodri? Like, do you think like
So
Rodri's absence was missed in last season, and this season it will be solved, or so KDB doesn't matter, or
so
who is the most important?
one other thing is that I don't know if I don't know if you guys remember the last time City had a kind of long spell of playing badly, like not playing like bad or
The
something,
standard of
playing
City.
badly. Yeah,
When
playing
Arsenal
badly.
was like on the top of the
Uh,
like the elephant of Arsenal was on the top of the tree, right? Before the fell
No,
down.
no, no. I'm talking about 2018,
Oh,
17,
okay, okay,
18
okay.
season. 18, 19 season when Liverpool won the title by 19 points or something like.
Oh, okay.
They could not compete with Liverpool at that time.
Mhm.
So during that point, it was the time when Fernandinho left and Rodri was still developing or just came in or something like that. And after Rodri became Rodri, gained all his confidence. That is one of the reason because he always had a Busquets, he always had a Kimmich, he always had a Fernandinho, he always had a Rodri. So probably that is the one missing puzzle for him. And if Rodri is fit and then he was injured again, I think he's gonna start next game or probably the game after. But coming back from an ACL injury, it takes toll on everyone and it affects everyone differently. We don't know the case of Rodri. Like like if I want to give you another example, it's Carvajal. He just came back and but his comeback is recent. He's just playing like second game probably, or probably he had some preseason games. But he was slow, right? He was slower than himself. So probably it's gonna take for Van Dijk it took a whole season to get back to his full fitness and full form. So probably Rodri is gonna be something like that, and probably it will take another 6 months for him to get back his form. Maybe then City will be City again.
And if that is the case, then we can all probably conclude that Rodri is the main missing puzzle from the last season.
Probably like from the last season, obviously, but
Maybe we
this
can like
season
broaden it a little bit. Maybe like the midfield magic is missing for Pep, right? Maybe that needs to work for him.
and also like nowadays lot of Pep's disciples, Arteta, Maresca, everyone tries to imitate his ways, right? And tweak his ways little differently. But the main principle is same. Pass the ball, right? Pass the ball, move it, and don't be as direct as like some of the other teams like Newcastle, Liverpool, and probably like in recent time Man U. Don't be as direct as them, but just play around. So probably like people are getting a hang of it because a lot of teams are playing the same way or similar way, and the other teams are gaining in confidence that we can block this type of game now. And also we should not actually like we should also discuss about Tottenham's play because Thomas Frank he is a pretty capable coach, and Tottenham this season they're gonna do good.
Yep.
And
Seems like
they are playing direct. Their playing style is direct. Like Thomas Frank is a huge admirer of Klopp. His playing style is direct. Block the defense, go for the attack. Like
and
direct from the
I
wings and everything.
think one of the best thing that would have happened for Spurs, at least so far for this season with the 2 game weeks with that had in, one of the best thing is like having Kudus in, and another thing is having Richarlison back in form. I hope he doesn't went back to his off form of his season because to be very honest, like I don't know why I have this, but I kind of have a soft corner for Richarlison. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe because
That's
of his
that's very rare coming
goal.
from an Argentina
Yeah,
fan.
exactly. Because I'm an Argentina fan, so I shouldn't
Uh,
be. But maybe because of his goal in the World Cup or something like that. Yeah, I think I really
you
liked
felt
like
like he had
how
promising prospects, but couldn't get to the
exactly,
full
exactly.
potential. Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I have this for like each of the players who have like promising prospects and like fell down the path, something like that. Anyways, but I think it's really good to see like his comebacks, like the way he's playing with the intensity and like the confidence he has been showing. I think he's getting the reward for it, and I hope he continues. Yeah.
One of the interesting thing is that this particular match, I think all the tactical analysis from all the, I feel like Tottenham really exploited. The one thing is they played really direct, and I think Palhinha and Brennan Johnson, they all played really, really well. And Imti, do you have any take on this style of play? And do you think that anyway Pep's positional play might get exposed to this type of fast, direct counter-attacking game?
So somehow Pep's biggest enemies have been Liverpool and Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
Of all these big beautiful teams,
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool is there, but Tottenham is also there. They both beat Pep 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I think to counter Pep's positional play, direct play is the best thing you can do. And Tottenham has always played in this style. And Thomas Frank,
Mm-hmm.
as a coach, he brings a lot of stability in the back. His Brentford team has always been superb. And even in last season, when Tottenham was just like bad, worst, is there one of their
Mm.
worst season ever? They scored a ton,
Mhm.
but every time they scored 2 goals, they considered 3 or 4.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I think Thomas Frank, he solidified the defense, and probably this year is gonna be good for them.
Yeah, I think I was also thinking about mentioning about Romero's game. He has, I think, that kind of a mentality. Like, I'm not sure, like, if he was the official captain, but like that leadership mentality. Like, whenever everything is like falling apart, when everyone needs to like come up with motivations or like need to play, he somehow like makes it in the match. I feel like it because the way he always guarded Haaland all throughout the game, it was really interesting to see. I think he didn't let Haaland even get like that much of a space which Haaland likes. So yeah, I think we also should mention Romero here from the very start.
One other thing is coming back to Newcastle for just a second is Bruno Guimaraes today. We should mention him. He
Exactly.
was
I think
too
it was
Uh-huh.
good.
like one of his best games I have seen in Newcastle
Like
jersey.
I
Man,
think
very nice.
like it is one of the best midfield performance I have seen in a long, long time. He was everywhere.
Mm.
And the way he like with 10 men when they were playing with 10 men, the way he battled it out with Gravenberg and Curtis Jones, Weird, Sobozla, everyone, it was really good. And from
It was
Liverpool's
great.
like from the counterpart, Sobozlai was also phenomenal. I think if you want to take one man of the match from the whole game week, I think Bruno Guimaraes or Sobozlai, they should be one of them. Like it should be out of these two because they were too good, too good. It was
Very
like
good.
an intense midfield battle. So they were really, really good.
Nice, nice. So next game, I think we'll talk about Manchester United and Fulham. So another slack off from Manchester United, and that's I don't know. It's a tactical blunder
I
or what
think
is
like
going on
I
with
can
Manchester
I
United?
can say, or I shouldn't say like I can say. I think I can steal one of the quotes from the commentator. Manchester United is playing their best, but that's not
Mm-hmm.
enough.
That's not enough.
I think
Okay.
that's the quote and that's the tagline for Man U.
Yeah.
I
And there
think
is like
that
nothing else to say about
from
this game.
last game weeks, like first game weeks match when they lost, we were saying that okay, no, they have shown some flares, and we all were like impressed, and we were taking this like okay, everything is in place, and there will be some results coming up. But after second game, same thing. I think this time we can just bash Manchester United as much as we want.
And
Yeah.
another thing I was surprised to see was Bruno. Like
Mm-hmm.
we are talking about Bruno Guimaraes, the energy he showed, but we should also talk about the negativity Bruno Fernandes showed. Right, the referee was walking by, somehow brushed his shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and he came up, missed the penalty, saying that is the referee's fault. What kind of logic is this? I remember like in one of the matches when they were playing is against Aston Villa. I think there was a
Mm-hmm.
penalty and Emi Martinez somehow agitated him and
Mm.
he shot the penalty to the moon, I think. So why he doesn't have that temperament? He has been playing with Manchester United for so many years, and I think Manchester
And he
United
has been
fans
considered as
they
a like
like him a
penalty
lot.
taker. Right?
Exactly.
He has been
Exactly.
taking penalties for a
So
long time.
I
Even
think that shows like I don't think like the Manchester United team is yet
Mhm.
like well balanced and what should I say?
Mhm.
They have their feet on the ground to like go ahead and came out of the situation they are currently right now. Although
Well,
we should mention about Cunha, he played brilliant, but
excellent.
other
Yes.
than that,
yeah.
it's all the same.
Also, one other thing, like about Ruben Amorim, the coach. So you have Bruno Fernandes, your superstar, and who has been your best servant for like 8 years. I don't know, 10 years, 8 years. I don't know.
Something like that.
And then you have the best youngster, your best youngster, Mainu, right? He's supposed to be your next superstar. And he was
Thank
playing good last season.
Yep.
He played some good matches and everything. And you are positioning both of them for the same place, for the same role, and you have to keep Minu out at your bench for the whole game. So you are not giving him chance to show himself. Also, you are putting your best superstar and best youngster to clash with each other for the same role. I don't, I like, I don't know what's going on there. Probably they should not, like they're going for Mbeumo. It doesn't make sense to me. They have Ahmad, right? Why do you play Ahmad at a 3-5-3, 3-5-2 formation and play him as the like right wing back? He was your best winger last season. And instead of bringing in Mbeumo, you bring a number deep lying midfielder who can fill your gaps. At this point, Mason Mount is playing better than Bruno Fernandes. Mason Mount is playing. Actually, Mason Mount had two very good games. I've seen both of Manu's games. Mason Mount and Cunha, they're the best two players they have. And Mbeumo's position, Mbeumo and Ahmad's combination is not working out because both of them are similar type of player, and you are losing the potential of both player actually. So I don't see what he is doing, but they played good for last first 10-15 minutes. I think Kuna hit the post once, and one of his shot was saved at close range from the keeper. It was good. It was good for a while, but after second half, because the intensity they play in the beginning of the game for 30 minutes, 35 minutes, I don't think they have the players to keep that momentum going on for the whole
Exactly.
35 minutes. And
Exactly.
to play in his style, you have to keep that intensity up. Like we cannot be like
I felt
Liverpool.
I
Like
felt same like they fall short on this not only intensity but the way they started first. I think not 30 minutes but 15 minutes. I
20,
think
yeah.
they were really like moving balls and everything, but then didn't convert it anything. Actually, first 15 minutes they didn't have any open play shot on the post. I have one question follow up to this. You know, a three back line, and then someone is saying like say 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, whichever combination you go. When you have three back line, then essentially either you have two fullbacks not playing as a fullback, but they will be like maybe cutting back. They will be inverted fullbacks or something like
wing
that.
back.
No, you don't
Basically
have.
wing back.
Yeah, but, so yeah, not wing backs, yes. But then let's say, do you think the squad Amorim has and the way he's trying to play the team actually suited for this format? Because three back, you need a very specific center backs for three backline games. For example, I never like for Real Madrid, I never want anyone to try three back line. Once and tried against Chelsea, and we lost this game in Champions League horribly. And I know that, I mean, you need a very specific type of players and formation to work it out for three, because more conventional is 4-4-2, 4-3-3. These most of the player can fit
I
in
think like
this
if you're
structure
playing three at the back, then like the whole team needs to play
to understand this game.
fluid, like more fluid. I think
Mhm.
like it's like 3-5-2. It always, or like if you're playing three fullbacks, something like that. I think it's always a risky take, right? Like you always have
There are
to
there are
have someone who is
pros
like
and cons.
always running, who is always running, who is always running, going back
Yes,
and
you
forth,
need
something like
someone
that,
to
right?
can run the width of the
Exactly,
field.
exactly. So
Very
it's kind
energetic.
of a risky move, right? So I don't know, maybe
Like
it shouldn't
yeah,
be the case.
I can see that because I like this formation. The thing is that if you play in that formation, if you can't implement it, you're gonna
Implement
have a
it
very
properly. Yes, yes, exactly.
you're gonna have a very intense,
Interesting,
have
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
very
totally.
attracting
That's what I
game.
said. Like you have to have like that fluidity, right? But
Yeah.
then again, the
So
point is like you have to implement it properly.
yeah,
Yeah.
because Benio's right side, I think left side they have Dorgu. He's gonna do good. He's suited for this system. But in the right side, they're playing Ahmad, and on like you have Mbuemo at the same time, and they both have the same playing style. And in case of Ahmad, you can play Dalo, but Dalo has his moments. He's gonna play one wonderful game, and for the next 4, 5 games, he's gonna be shit. So
And
so
also,
you.
I would like to mention about Delete. This is like another
Oh.
person who just, those memes. He came in, he won, and vanished from the face of the earth. Delete is someone like that. He was a wonderful CB. He came in and vanished from the face of the earth.
Yeah. No, but let's see. I don't know. But bhai, about Real Madrid,
Mhm.
about you saying that you don't want anyone to play three four
No, no.
three or three
What I
five two.
said is like you said the perfect thing, right? It's very interesting formation. It brings lots of energy. You can have against deep line teams or position based team. You can have lots of disrupting formation and tactical
Mhm.
build up with back three. I have no doubt about it. What I'm saying is you cannot just implement in one game. You
Mhm.
have to have a three back gaming for the preseason, building up a team that will
Exactly.
always follow this for a season, like Thomas Tuchel did with Chelsea, and they actually won UCL at that 2020 season, right? So that's what I'm saying, that Real Madrid never played three back formation. So suddenly changing in one game or something won't work because it's very difficult formation to pull off.
Yeah, yeah, I know, but I was hoping in last Real Madrid's game like that because I follow a lot of EPL. I don't follow a
Mhm.
lot of La Liga. So whenever
Mhm.
but I like Real Madrid, right? I'm Real Madrid supporter in UCLs and everything. But whenever I try to watch La Liga, I keep telling you guys it's so slow.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like at least when you are playing against like the low block teams, and most
Mhm.
of the time in La Liga you are playing against low block teams when you were Real
Mhm.
Madrid or Barcelona.
Mhm.
I was hoping that in that game Javi would
Mhm.
have played a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 because he used to play that in Bayer Leverkusen. So probably like with Trent Alexander-Arnold, I
Mhm.
think TAA would be a very good fit for a
Good
3-4-3 or
inverted
3-5-2.
fullback.
Yeah. So and
But I have a different take on this. For example,
okay,
as I'm
let's leave it for La Liga. We are going getting
okay,
ahead. I'm so
okay, no
sorry.
problem. We'll bring this topic. No problem, no problem. Sure, sure. So last one, you will have free ride on Arsenal. And although they had great game, but I would like to.
Before going into the Arsenal game, I
Okay.
think I should mention one thing here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for a question for you two guys, because
Okay.
this is like going on in an international level. So why does the Brazilian players who are like playing good in their league games or league clubs not
Mm-hmm.
performing? You see, today, whomever we have talked about who has like a super like game week,
Mm-hmm.
I think most of them are Brazilians. We talked about Richarlison.
Mm-hmm.
And the point why I try to make or try to take the discussion here is talking about Joao Pedro. Man,
Mm-hmm.
what a signing he has been for Chelsea. Like
Mm.
every game he's performing superb with his goals, with his assists. So why can't they perform in Brazil?
Mm.
Just maybe 1 or 2 minute take. I know it's like a little bit deviated from our discussion, but I just want to know,
No,
like,
no,
if you guys
it's
think something
actually
about this.
fantastic topic, fantastic question. Since Imti and me both are Brazilian Brazil supporters, so Imti, you take on it first, and then I'll follow up with you.
I don't know. I'm fed up with Brazil at this point, but yeah, I don't know what to say because every time I see Bruno Guimaraes plays for Newcastle, I feel like he has been such a waste for Brazil. I think all the coaches gave him chances, but he was not as good in Brazil. Probably it's because the intensity of Brazilian national team is not as good as the EPL leagues or EPL teams and the La Liga teams. And at the same time, the chemistry has never been that good since 2010, since 2014. Actually, in 2014, even though we lost 7-1 to Germany, the chemistry was good. And that match was kind of Brazilians. I don't know what happened to these guys. They were supposed to the Samba people, but why they lost all their shit and became emotional. Like Thiago Silva was missing, Neymar was missing, and since then everything went to shit for Brazil. And it's been like that. You are either emotional, they're
Mhm,
either being too emotional or being too like dramatic.
mhm.
Okay, you don't have Neymar. What's the point? So before Messi won the World Cup in 2022, I was always, even now actually, whatever, I'm always proud to say that Brazil was never dependent on one person, ever.
1%.
Even when Ronaldo played, there was Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Adriano,
Mm.
his dad, Kaká. So even if you take Ronaldo or Romario out of the game, it doesn't matter. Brazil's gonna win. So, so the thing is that actually in 1998, if they have taken Ronaldo out of the game and they have taken Romario with them in the World Cup, they would have probably won that World Cup too. I'm just saying that Brazil was never dependent on one person. But somehow, since
Or at least you can
2014, they
say
became.
fans never worshipped one person as like
Yeah,
Argentina always are like Maradona. Then we
Messi.
all our like childhood, I would say, we thought there will be a new Maradona every time, every Copa or World Cup we were having. Okay, this is Aymar,
And
this
then they
is
had Messi.
Riquelme, these are all new Maradona. So then came Messi, and now new Messi, new Messi. So there is definitely a personal worshipping thing in the fan, and I think in Argentine fan base, it's not only international or Bangladeshi fan base. Even in Argentina, the person Maradona or Messi's this type of thing is too much. Yeah, it's not very common in other national teams.
Brazil was never like that, but somehow they became shit. What's that? What's with that? With all the crying when national anthem is going on? What the fuck, man? Shut up and play. So that's why I don't want to talk about Brazil because I don't have any expectation from them in the next World Cup. Whatever Don Carlo is going and everything, I don't give a shit. I will support them. I'll be mad and everything, but I don't have any expectations.
So I will take it on this way. Nafis, it's a great question. Thanks for the question. So I will take it in this way. First, I would like to say, once there was a different identity for Latin football and European football, when there was like Brazil versus Italy, Brazil versus Germany, Latin versus Europe, the direct game, fast-paced game versus, Jogo Bonito. This identity Brazil lost. And the reason behind is that international market since the early 2000, lots of the youngster player, the promising footballers, they are going out of Brazil very early. If you remember last World Cup that Brazil won 2002, there were few big names definitely, but a core team players were from Brazil leagues. I can tell you, you can't remember all the 11 players played in the final because 5 or 6 was from Brazil. They weren't international, but there was like 2, 3 top big name, right? Cafu, Carlos, Lino, Kaká, Ronaldo. But there were DMs, center backs. Other than Lucio, you don't remember the name. So what I'm trying to say is Brazil lost this identity. Brazil, as long as they now, most of the player playing in Europe, they're coming back in the national team, they can't gel in short term. Like 2014 German team actually was built for 10 years. If you remember those bunch of players, actually Germany was actually after 2002, they actually become adamant to win the World Cup. And the 2014 generation was built for 10 years. Brazil doesn't have this type of structure, European structure. They are lacking it. The football technology, data, statistics, everything improved so much. This season, last season, Barcelona was making fun of Real Madrid. Like Barcelona had maybe more than 5 or 10 analysts, and Real Madrid had nothing. Compared to the financial power, Real Madrid had only 2 guys. So, you have the talents, but you also need how to keep fit for a long time, how to have your nutrition values, everything day in, day out, everything needs to be properly, in place to get this success. That's one thing Brazil is missing. The second thing is Brazil raw talents are coming from slums. They are very economically backward focused generations. And it happened in Bangladesh as well. When we saw cricket was popularizing, people focused on cricket, right? Everyone wants to be Sakib Al Hasan. The same thing happening with Brazil. If you look into Brazil team, you will see that all the top performers you're talking about this game weekend, they are all forward players. Rafinha, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, you name any player. Chelsea forward, right? He also forward player. Richarlison, forward player. We are talking about a forward player, and that's because they are getting most money for European transfers. No one wants to be a center back in Brazil. No one wants to be a full back in Brazil or DM or you see in last 10 years, you tell me which DM. Tite only played with, I think that what is called that guy played in Manchester United, Fred. Fred was DM for Tite. And yes, Thiago Silva was great center back, no doubt. He's a legend of the football. Right now, I think very promising is Militao as well. He's less prone for mistake compared to Rudiger in Real Madrid. But I think overall Real Madrid is lacking, Brazil is lacking. For example, there is no fullbacks. After legend Dani Alves and Marcelo, there is no fullbacks. Anyway, so in overall, I think long story short, there is a big talking point. We can talk hours on this. I always think about it, so I have lots of things to say, but I would like to just summarize that Brazil lost its identity. Brazil needs to gain its Latin samba football. That was the beauty. That's what we loved for Brazil when we never knew that this type of game can be played, you know. Brazil was very different. Even though it is Latin, it was completely different compared to Argentina, or completely different. You talk about Colombia, Chile, Mexico. Nothing was like Brazil. Brazil game was completely different. So much beauty and subtlety in this game that we are missing. It's, as a fan, it's really a matter of, I can't say how much frustrated I am to see Brazil's game. The beauty is not there. Although we have big names, they are really good player, but the identity of Brazil, the core identity, is not there anymore.
Anyways, I think
Hmm.
we derailed a
No.
little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have hit that soft point you guys have. I think we should come back to the Arsenal game before finishing up. Yeah, for Arsenal, I think Arsenal fans are very happy with the result. They have got their mojo back. The elephant is at the top of the tree now. But I don't think this should be considered as like the comeback of Arsenal, because they were playing against Leeds. You know, they just got promoted. Yeah, Gyökeres scored 2, but Gyökeres missed a sitter. Arteta said Gyökeres is, what should I say? I forgot
The
what was
best
his
in
exact quote.
one-on-one.
Yeah, unmatchable in one-on-one situation. But Gyökeres missed an open goal, I think at minute 13. So I don't know if Gyökeres is gonna be the next big thing Arsenal is hoping for, and the best PL striker there have ever been. So I don't know. I'm sorry, I have lots of hate for Arsenal, and I don't understand. Arteta built the team, yet I don't think they're gonna win it. Like, yeah, they played well, I should say, but I don't think that should be it.
I don't have anything to say for Arsenal because next match we'll be playing against Arsenal and it will be at Anfield. So I'll be watching that, hoping they would lose. They will lose by 3-0, 4-0, 5-0,
They're
6-0.
not gonna lose. They're gonna draw.
Yeah. uh, I'll be happy if we can get 3 points, but we'll take one as well. But no, it's a home match, and I don't want to take 1 point. But for Arsenal, I think they will be missing Saka, but they have Madueke now, so he can play as a right and left, both wingers, and they will have Eze back. They will have Eze playing for them for the first time, and Odegaard will be out. So they have a good depth in their squad now. And lots of Arsenal fans are saying, all the other rivals fans are saying that Liverpool spent 116 million on one player. Man, they spent almost 300 million euros, I guess, or pounds. I'm not sure. Pounds or
I
euros?
think
Okay.
Arteta has surpassed Pep's
Pep
budget.
Guardiola, yeah.
Yep.
Arteta has surpassed Pep Guardiola's budget since he joined in 2020, I guess. He has spent more than 1 point something billions and more than Pep. And they have spent this season almost around 300 million, and they haven't sold any players at all, not a single one. And till this date, their highest selling player was Oxlade-Chamberlain. Till this date.
When did he get sold? I forgot.
He was sold to Liverpool. Then he won the Premier League and Champions League. So I don't know what Arteta is gonna do, but they have a good team, squad
Yeah,
full of good
about
players.
Arsenal's squad, there is like no doubt they have got
Yeah.
the squad, and that's where, like, what should I say? Like, my confusion lies. They've got this good of a team. Every player is like a youngster or like a superstar at their position. Like, what you were talking about Brazil's defense, who's like Saliba and Gabriel. They are like one of the top defenders in the world right now. But even then, I don't know how they
Okay,
managed
let's
to
see.
like.
Let's see. I hope
Versus them. But
they
yeah. I think
they will lose
if
against
we
us.
wanna like bash Arsenal, it's gonna take the whole night.
Yeah, I don't like to, as a person, I can be very like bantery and I can bully you this and that. But my one condition is that I have to win. I can bully Nafis all day today because I won against Newcastle, and I can be very like what should I say? I'm not finding any word, but I can be very bantery, I guess. But for them to have not on anything in the last 5 6 years and not on any major thing ever, I guess in 20 years they haven't done any major thing. They haven't done any UCL ever. When they speak like that, it's like it's something else. That's why I hate them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyways, Fuad Bhai, I think we should
Yeah.
stop
Wrap up
talking
to
at
this
least for
to
tonight,
this
right?
episode. Yeah, I think we're at
Right.
the end. We had a great discussion. Um, it's fantastic that everything is been until now. Second game week, lots of things. We have so much week to come. 36 more, and I hope that our episodes and podcast will go on.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah, we
thanks
should.
everyone.
We should.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
See you next week. Hopefully, Liverpool will win against Arsenal.
Take care, guys.